Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Rotoworld Football Show. Tuesday, January 6th, 2026. A real year that exists, not science fiction. The least aesthetically pleasing year, probably since at least 2017, Denny. 2023 was bad. 2021 was bad, too, actually.
22 as well.
2019, I feel like had some heft behind it, some power. Came to the aesthetics, but 2026, about as unaesthetically pleasing as an even-numbered year can be. But 2025 is over. The regular season is over. Playoffs beginning this weekend. Denny and I will preview that on Thursday. But now it's the in-between season. It is coaching season. 6 vacancies so far. Honestly surprised it's that few, Denny. Maybe a few teams that could have afforded to change it up. Maybe still will change it up. Like Mike McDaniel's been meeting with Stephen Ross for 72 straight hours. Trying to figure this out. Like there's always one of those. I think the Eagles did that to Doug Peterson. Someone reminded me yesterday. Like Doug Peterson has not been – they've been intentionally keeping him awake for 2 days. See how
he's begging for a nap.
Yeah, and they didn't like the way he responded, so they fired him. But the Giants have a vacancy. That was, of course, early in the season. The Titans, even earlier in the Giants. Joining them on Sunday and Monday were the Falcons, who is I'm going to name drop a few different things here, didn't I? I went on Sheil Kapadia, the Ringer NFL show, and I'm going to repeat a few things I said there. So sorry if you heard me there, but Sheil said, the Falcons – they were so antsy they couldn't even wait till Monday. We got to just fire him now. Sunday night. So Raheem was the first casualty. Then Kevin Stefanski. Then our guy, Pete Carroll, who did nothing wrong. Had a great year. Coaching the Raiders. Just had an amazing year.
Yeah. Coaching
the Raiders. And then the 6th and final firing, the most surprising, not because he didn't deserve it. Jonathan Gannon clearly deserved to be fired. But it's surprising because then he was coming off his most successful Cardinals project. And that was leaking to everyone that he would not be fired.
You're right.
All weekends. Like, no, dude, they're not firing me. Like texting Ian Rapport, no, dude, all good. Yeah. Period. Don't know where you heard that, period.
I might get an extension. You never know.
Yeah, like they are talking about extending me. Like, oh, damn it. Hold on, back up. Oh, no, they said, though, maybe an extension in the summer. Jonathan Gannon out. He's the 6th coach out. We're going to get to all that in a minute. Maybe rank the vacancies, all bad. They're all not a single good one this year. And then maybe rank some of the potential replacements, also all bad. This is the worst coaching carousel crop of guys I've ever seen in my life, Denny, but we would be remiss. Galaxy Brains has been on a bit of a hiatus. It's still, you go to the Wikipedia for Galaxy Brains. It hasn't been canceled, though. They're just not making new episodes right now. It's on hiatus. One of our favorite topics ever was Russell Wilson. He hadn't played much this year, so he hadn't provided us with any fodder of late. It turns out, though, that's because he was hiding some of the fodder, keeping some of it to himself. Take the folks through what truly our guy, Russell Wilson, did earlier this season for the New York Giants.
Truly amazing stuff from Russ.
Amazing.
He told The Athletic just the other day that before week 2 against the Cowboys, he suffered a, quote, torn hamstring, a grade 2 hamstring injury, which is serious. He said that he couldn't run from the goal line to the 10-yard line if he had to. And he went out, of course, and threw for 450 yards and 3 touchdowns against the Cowboys when he could barely walk. But the thing is, Russ did not tell anyone about this injury. He didn't tell the training staff. He didn't tell his teammates. He did not tell the coaches. I think the NFL is going to look powerfully into this one. But he said, his quote was this: "I couldn't tell anybody. I had to go and play on it just because I knew the circumstances. I had to play on it no matter what, blah, blah, blah." He went to the Mavericks facility, the Dallas Mavericks facility, to continue to hide the injury, but also seek treatment on it. We know how Russ usually deals with injuries, which is stuff like working out on a plane,
always on a
plane, staying up for 2 straight days, getting treatment on it. When the trainers are like, "Please go to bed, Russ.
I'm not getting paid for this, Russ.
Your body needs to recuperate through the miracle of sleep."
Yeah, have you ever heard of sleep?
But no, he has that grind set. So he didn't tell anyone that he had this hamstring injury. And then Mike Florio posted about it, this is not good. Like teams need to know this. The NFL needs to know this. And Russell Wilson quote retweeted it and said, no, it's not on the team. I didn't tell them. You don't understand. It's fine. No, Russ, that's not how it works.
Well, it might be. I don't know. Russ might be able to get off on a technicality in the gray area here because if he didn't tell the Giants, because they could very plausibly say, we just thought he always ran like that. Like, you ever seen this guy like move in the past 4 years? That's how he always looks. He always looks like a duck dad trying to run down the field, whatever that means. It makes sense. They'll go with it.
My question is this: Jaxson Dart was not injured in week 2,
nor was Jameis Winston.
So what he meant was he knew that if he missed the game, he would never get the starting job back. The implication was that they were so hard up at the quarterback position that he had to start in order to help the team. It was for the team. It was not for the team.
No.
It was purely a selfish decision, which is fine. That's fine. I get it. But for him to not explicitly say, look, I had the rookie, chomping at the bit behind me. I have Jameis Winston. I can't do it. I can't leave this lineup. He says the circumstances were such that I just couldn't tell anybody.
Yeah, there was no team better suited to weather Russell Wilson's absence in week 2 than the Giants were. If they had the first round rookie, if he's not ready to go, they for some reason had the other veteran, Jameis Winston. But I can go.
It's fine.
Yeah, totally fine. Just let me play. Who cares? Like, we're going to lose anyway. We lost this game in overtime. Yeah, Russ, to the end, making it all about himself and then cloaking it under it was about the team.
Oh, I know.
Our guys going out in style. And by the way, the end of that game, you may remember, like their frantic goal line series where he was all of a sudden uncorking the least accurate passes anyone has ever seen, including hitting the field goal post.
Oh, yeah.
He couldn't set his lower half, I'm sure, but I'm sure he was just numb.
Wow.
And
I forgot about that. By the way, he said that he's absolutely playing in 2026. He has no plans on retiring.
Not same. So Russ, one of the reasons the New York Giants have a head coaching vacancy, 6 teams, Denny. So first off, I ranked these kind of in the order I thought they were the best. I think maybe in theory. So again, all these jobs are bad. This tends to happen with the teams firing their coaches. I think it's like a uniquely bad year. Like there's a lot of toxic franchises, dysfunctional franchises. A lot of them don't even have a quarterback. The Giants do have a quarterback, at least in theory. I think they're probably the best opening. Do you think they're the best opening, the New York Giants?
I think so. I mean, the Falcons are not a horrible spot.
The Falcons are in the mix. I had them ranked as the second. We'll get to them in a minute.
Because of their I think the talent, the high-end talent there. But yeah, I mean, Joe Shoen made a point of coming out this week and saying that several potential head coaches are excited about working with Jaxson Dart. The team is supposed to interview Kliff Kingsbury, who parted ways mutually,
consciously uncoupled from the Commanders.
With the Commanders after reportedly a long talk with Dan Quinn about the future of the offense with Jaden Daniels. He didn't agree on Quinn's vision, so he left. I don't hate the idea of Kingsbury getting.
Right. Denny was having some internet issues for the show. Sorry, can we get those back? Can we bring those back? Denny's internet. Can you go out?
He can coach a young quarterback. I mean, the Giants will be horrible. Don't get me wrong, but for fantasy, it could be fun for Dart to get Kingsbury.
Fun? Would you describe anything you saw in 2025 from the Commanders as fun? Denny?
Yes, actually.
He made Mariota watchable.
The spreadsheets liked Kingsbury very much in 2025, despite Jaden Daniels being bad when he was healthy and then injured most of the season. The Commanders were top half in success rate, top half in EPA per play. They had a better yards per play than 6 playoff teams. Okay.
Wow.
It's better than the Eagles, better than the Panthers. Obviously, everybody's better than the Panthers. Better than I'm trying to think of some others. Chargers, Texans. Anyway, look, the Kingsbury thing works on paper. I think he could do some good things with Dart.
I hate to say it, but Kingsbury, some people are just victim of circumstance. Kingsbury, a lot of times we get talked about, he's failing up, but the implication, of course, he's been failing everywhere and he somehow gets a better job. Maybe I don't believe this. Maybe he has just truly been failed and just keeps getting put in imperfect spots. Like kind of like after Kliff left Arizona, I was kind of like, oh, Kliff did nothing wrong. Turns out it's just Kyler was the problem the entire time. And then, the surprise NFC Championship game appearance last year, like Jaden Daniels deserves the bulk of the credit for that. But Kliff probably didn't get enough credit. Maybe it is possible. Like the last time we saw Kliff, like in a circumstance where he had like a genuinely elite setup, like Patrick Mahomes like rewrote the Big 12 record book, essentially.
He's good with quarterbacks.
He's good with quarterbacks. And the New York Giants, to your point, basically teams like the Giants, teams like the Titans, they have a first-round rookie quarterback. The future of the franchise, one way or another, in a good way or maybe a bad way. If you have a head coach opening in that situation, why would you not hire someone who is not only just a play caller, but should be like a de facto quarterbacks coach, like someone who's just there. Yeah. Like your whole mission is to make Jaxson Dart viable.
That's
your whole mission is to make Cam Ward viable. Even if you fail on the whole, like 2 or 3 years or whatever, like it's not a successful era for the Giants. Maybe at least he's got the quarterback like set up for success when then the real coach comes in who leads the team, because Jaxson Dart doesn't need to be developed anymore. I can't believe that I just allowed you to talk me into Kliff Kingsbury would not be a bad idea for the Giants.
No, I mean, I don't care about the Giants as a franchise, but
let me be clear.
From an offensive standpoint, I think he could make it work. I mean, you have Malik Neighbors there, although Malik Neighbors didn't sound great about his week 1 status the other day, but we'll see on that.
Our guy likes to be cryptic.
He's
got it down.
Have you seen the IHOP commercial?
I was just saying, Malik Neighbors is so cryptic. He even seems cryptic in an IHOP commercial.
But the waitress says to him, so it makes a crack about fantasy.
Yeah, well, it's about whole thing's about fantasy.
I guess I only caught part of the commercial then.
I kind of thought it was a bit in poor taste. I don't know why. I don't remember why I thought that.
Well, I mean, you're basically like making fun of his injury.
Yeah. I thought it was a little weird.
But he went with it. So yeah.
Laughing at him. So it says I have too many neighbors bags. I had my most important league. I had neighbors. That is true.
I think people are gonna forget about how good Neighbors is, but yeah. So Kingsbury, I mean, he's gonna have his choice. I think at a couple spots.
Is this the same Kliff Kingsbury we're talking about?
I think you are underestimating the power of Kliff.
Man, I guess we are.
The quarterback thing is important. You talked about it a couple weeks ago, and I think this is a great point. Trevor Lawrence finally got his Shanahan and Liam Cohen.
Not just a Shanahan, the kind of the archetype I was talking about. Like Liam Cohen's there to like be the quarterback's coach, not just the head coach. He's there to be the quarterback's coach.
Right. So when you have a young quarterback who's kind of lost, not saying that Jaxson Dart is lost exactly, but he's still very young, raw, thinks he's a fullback, all that stuff, right? Cam Ward, off the charts raw, like needs work, right? When you have those kind of quarterbacks, yeah, I mean, you're the coach. First of all, cannot be a defensive coach.
No,
if the Giants or Titans hire a defensive coach, it is over for those guys.
It could not even like truly unseen levels of over for Jaxson Dart if they hire a defensive coach. Because
and Ward, I mean,
yeah, no, totally for Ward, but the Giants too. It'd be like a classic, like, all right, Dart, because the first thing a defensive coach comes in, they come in, they huddle the team around. We're never committing another turnover as long as we live.
Exactly.
And they're so conservative. It's like, Dart, you can't get hurt or whatever. What's Dart's number? They only ever say the number 7. Can't get hurt. It doesn't matter.
6 or 7. Yeah, and he. I'm sorry. I tried to breeze past it. No, but you're right. You need to hire a personal quarterbacks coach who happens to be the head coach.
Yes.
And so Kingsbury is perfect for both of those teams. I mean, he should go to the Giants. The Titans are a mess, like a true disaster beyond Cam Ward. So I wouldn't want anything to do with them.
Titans are a total disaster. For one reason, they just cannot stop having power struggles in the front office. And that's the last thing I want to ask you about here, Denny. They retained Joe Shoen in New York. I feel like all this is doing. So the Giants are kind of like this year's Bears. Ryan Poles, like last year, everyone's like, dude, you got to fire Ryan Poles. But instead, he makes the home run head coaching hire in Ben Johnson. That's a potential outcome for Joe Shoen. But, the Bears this year, they kind of get talked about in Patriots tones. Like, well, they didn't play anybody. Like, they lost all the good teams. Like, a pretty obvious regression candidate next year. And if the Bears go 7-10, I just feel like it's going to be a situation where Ben Johnson's going to be going to ownership like, dude, I need to be running. I need to have control of this roster. Like, I'm the genius here. Give me control. And I feel like even like a good outcome that maybe eventually happens to Joe Shoen and keeping him, he found the quarterback, I guess. So I guess he'd be like, listen, I got the most important thing right. It's hard to get the little things right when you don't have the big things in place. Keeping Joe Shoen, though, I feel like they should have made a clean break. And just because you're just begging for a power struggle with this kind of dynamic where not only it's a holdover GM, but it's clearly a holdover GM who is year to year. Like, it's not a situation, say, like if the Ravens, fired John Harbaugh, Eric DeCosta is not year to year.
Right.
In Baltimore. Like, there's not a power struggle there. Howie Roseman, there wouldn't be a power struggle. Howie Roseman used to have a bunch of power struggles back in the day. Not anymore. He's moved beyond that. I just feel like the best case scenario could still easily involve a power struggle for the Giants. I don't think keeping Joe Shoen was a good idea.
Dan Duggan, who is a very measured beat reporter for the Giants, said that keeping Joe Shoen meant that there were, quote, no more standards for the Giants. I was bowled over by that. I mean, but
wow,
he's kind of right. I mean, Joe Shoen has built a truly ghastly roster across the board. His trades have been bad. His draft picks have been bad across the board.
Other than that.
Now, okay, like, yes, he got Jaxson Dart. And that's the thing. Okay, so Malik Neighbors was easy. Okay, like, he's right there at the top. You just take him, whatever, right? That didn't take a genius. They did take a chance on Jaxson Dart. I mean, it didn't have to go well. Okay, it did. He looks like a franchise guy going forward. I think that gave him just enough ammunition to go to the owner and say, look, I'm going to try to sell you on keeping me. And it has everything to do with that guy, Jaxson Dart. That's why I think like a guy like Kingsbury is a must for the Giants, because Dart has to work. He has to work, and not just work. Dart has to be like great for Joe Shoen to stick around for a long time.
The Kingsbury thing. So, by the way, what was I going to say? I was going to add something to your Joe Shoen point there. Oh, the Neighbors thing. That was an easy pick. I even give GMs credit for those picks, though, because when everyone's available, you can come up with a million reasons to either do or not do something. Like a receiver, like it's a premium position, but is it like as premium as a defensive lineman, as an offensive tackle, or whatever? So, like, I feel like even the easy picks you do deserve credit for making. This is something that came up all the time with who was the guy in the Panthers who was there forever, who took like Luke Kuechly, he took Cam.
The old GM.
He was there forever. And one of the only things he did well was getting the first round picks right. And some people are like, all he does is get the first round picks right. Like, well, yeah, even that's actually a skill.
Yeah.
That is harder than it appears. I can't remember the guy's name. He was there seriously forever.
It's not Dan Morgan. It was it was a guy. It was a guy.
The guy, former Panthers GM. I'm just typing it right now. Former Panthers GMs, not Scott Fitterer, not Dave Gettleman.
Oh, I thought it was Gettleman.
No, it wasn't Gettleman. Who? Marty Herney. Marty Herney. That's what I was thinking of. Good old Herney. Sorry, great radio there as I scanned Pro Football Reference for the former. But Joe Shoen even deserves a little credit for Malik Neighbors. But to put a final point on everything about the Giants, Kliff, the fact that you so easily talked me into Kliff for the Giants, I think is an indictment of this group of head coaching candidates. It's just bad. And like, it's also, I think, a testament. This might be a galaxy brain point. I think the state of coaching and the NFL is really, really good right now. And that's partly because teams stopped getting like cute, or they stopped like underthinking it. 10 years ago, repeating some of the stuff I said to Shields. So sorry if you're hearing me repeat myself. 10 years ago, they would get on the phone, like, get me Jack Del Rio.
Mm-hmm.
Get me John Fox. What's Jeff Fisher up to? Like, we need experience, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. And like, that was like the conventional wisdom. Now the conventional wisdom is get me the next Shanny guy, get me the next McVay guy. But that's just kind of been picked over. Like, they're out of the Shanny pipeline's kind of empty right now, other than Klint Kubiak, who's only part of the Shanny pipeline. And like, a lot of teams just have pretty good coaches right now. And I think it's made the available pool. Obviously, there's great coaching candidates out there. I just think they're harder to find than usual this year. and the teams really are going to have to think outside the box. Because if you're just recycling Kliff Kingsbury, Vance Joseph, Matt Nagy, like it's just like, what are you even doing, really? And
yeah, absolutely.
It's a tough year to be needing to make a hire, is what I would say.
This prototype that we're talking about, the more I think about it, the more I think common it has become. You have Kevin O'Connell in Minnesota, who's basically a quarterback's coach, and which is why the only reason I think JJ McCarthy can get his feet under him, maybe.
Or I would say it's what's even more damning for JJ McCarthy is
for now. Yeah, absolutely. But like Ben Johnson, he's Caleb Williams' coach first and foremost.
Yes,
and that really showed this year. So I think it's a good model to follow for the Giants.
And again, though, like that's the easy path. I think you need to default to the head coach needs to be an offensive play caller. There are elite defensive-minded head coaches. They're just harder to find. But Mike Vrabels are out there. Mike McDonald's are out there. I just think it's be a year. I would not be rushing to make a hire. Like I would really be like sifting through, like who's the 32-year-old wide receivers coach that everyone's been kind of quietly talking about. I would also. I'll talk about this later. No, you gotta call Curt Cignetti. He's not going to do it. You got to at least call Curt Cignetti at the University of Indiana. Giants somehow the best opening. Denny, it sounds like we're in agreement that the Falcons are the second best opening. First off, again, something I'll repeat myself saying, I did not think the Falcons were wrong to fire Raheem Morris. I did think of the 6 coaches who were fired, they were maybe the least right. Like they were right to do it. I could have seen an argument maybe to keep him. They finished hot each of the past 2 years, so a huge problem was slow starts for the Falcons. That was bad. The huge problem is the little things. He's not a little things coach, but he's really good at organizing the defense like writ large. The players love him. He seemed like catastrophically bad at like the little in-game management things, though. Yeah. So I don't think they were wrong to fire him. I did think of the 6, he had probably the best case to remain. They didn't fire. They didn't keep him though. Do you think it was the right decision? Do you think this is the second best opening after the Giants?
I think it was. I was looking for the show at over the past few years, the fourth down decision making among head coaches, and
not good.
He's one of the worst every year.
Not good at all,
if not the worst.
In fact, so bad we've never seen one this bad.
Yeah, well,
it's like the doctor, like you were lucky to be alive after this. Why didn't you come to me 6 months ago?
Right.
Like, you are lucky to be alive.
I don't know. I feel like coaches like Raheem Morris who really just, operate on fourth down like they did 25 years ago. I know this sounds funny, but like he could like benefit from playing some Madden. Like you could benefit from, if you want to get more technical, more serious about it, he could benefit from doing simulations of fourth down.
Playing Madden, it really is like you understand football on a guttural, instinctual level. Because in Madden, everyone, like, I'm sorry to like be making this argument for real. I know you were making it for real too. What is your feeling when your opponent on Madden comes out to go for it on fourth down?
Terror.
It's just terror. My God. And first of all, like sometimes I would like literally just a jerk. Like, just let me have the ball.
I know.
Just let me have the ball, man.
Like why are you doing this?
Yeah, here's like, why are you doing this to me?
It's a stupid decision anyway. Yeah.
Just let me have the ball.
Yeah. No. You are scared.
You are scared.
I mean, look, the coaches like Dan Campbell, I mean, he's like relatively, he's like the Joker compared to Raheem Morris. Like, he's like, I'm crazy. Like, you don't know what I'm going to do. Like, look, it's 3rd and 18 right now. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to run it on 3rd and 18. I'm going to gain 9 yards, and then I'm going to go for it on 4th down, on 4th and 9. And you can't stop me. That strikes fear into defenses. You're right. Morris truly never adjusted. But yeah, I mean, I was talking about the Falcons as a team, having Bijan Robinson, Kyle Pitts to an extent. Okay.
Free agent.
It took him 2 years to get over the injury. I think
he's also a free agent, but could be easily franchise tagged. I think probably will be franchise tagged.
Yeah. So London, Robinson, Pitts, that's a pretty good core to start with. I don't know if Drake
London is stopping this core other than going 8-9 the past 2 years.
I know. They don't have anybody else is the problem.
They got James Pierce, like Terry Fontenot apology form, question mark.
I meant on offense, but you're right. James Pierce is very good.
He's looking like a building block on defense. They don't have a first round pick. The big problem for the Falcons is almost no team in the league has more resources invested in quarterback, and they have no clue if they have a good quarterback on the roster.
It's a bad situation. Yeah,
that's the kiss of death for this Falcons opening, is that the quarterback situation is like capital C complicated. Like
it got more complicated today.
I'd say it got less complicated actually, because they basically set themselves up to pull the Cousins ripcord. And
you don't think they're keeping him?
Probably not.
I don't think they can do better, but yeah,
they can't. But they can't.
That's tough.
They're in purgatory. Like they got to give Penix another year, and Penix too. This probably be the classic situation. He needs a personal quarterbacks coach.
When I was looking at Penix's metrics, out of pocket, in pocket, under pressure, this and that, right? When that guy's pushed off his spot, basically, he collapses. He turns into the worst quarterback in the NFL, and worse than Shedeur, like worse than Cam Ward. So in that way, okay, here's what he is.
I have a crazy idea, by the way.
This is not just because he's a lefty. I promise. Penix is a big-armed Tua. In a perfect scenario, in a perfect environment with perfect protection, that guy can succeed. Otherwise, it doesn't work.
I feel like his throwing motion's even sort of similar to Tua's. Maybe it's just because of the lefty thing.
All lefties
throw the ball right. Come on.
I know.
Literally and figuratively, throw it right.
Who's the last lefty quarterback who looked good? Steve Young.
Steve Young, a lefty. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. Oh my God.
He's probably the best left-handed quarterback of all time.
Listen, I watched him play. I was a little young though. Right?
Oh, you were? Yeah. I guess our age difference showed. Mark Brunell.
He was the lefty.
Oh dear God.
You know what? The only thing I really remember about Mark Brunell is I watched Mark Brunell's entire career. I know we're getting a little sidetracked here. Literally, the only thing I ever remember about Mark Brunell now is that he cried on ESPN about Brady lying about Deflategate.
I remember that. That was a little much.
He broke down in tears.
That was a little much.
I mean, listen, I agree. They completely cheated, and he lied about it. I don't know if I cry about it.
I mean, you would, yeah. I mean, you shouldn't cry. Brady, obviously, the Patriots should have their Super Bowl taken away from them.
Hashtag take the ring. Hashtag take the ring. We're still trying to get it trending. There's multiple Patriots Super Bowls where hashtag take the ring is operative. None more so than 2002, where they stole it from the St. Louis Rams.
I mean, take them all just to be safe.
Just take them all to be safe. Take the 2017 Houston Astros. Take that one as well. I have a crazy idea for the Atlanta Falcons.
Okay.
Denny. We were talking about Kliff Kingsbury. One of the only reasons he got hired to coach the Cardinals. Did he coach Kyler at any point?
Yeah, yes, he did. They came together as a package, didn't they?
I don't think he coached Kyler in college, though. No, he didn't. He wasn't on the Oklahoma staff.
I'm sorry.
He wasn't on the Oklahoma staff. I don't think he ever even coached at USC, Adam. He came from USC. He was hired to be the offensive coordinator at USC, and then he got promoted to Cardinals head coach. But basically, he was brought there solely because they knew they were getting Kyler. They wanted a personal QB's coach. You know who the Atlanta Falcons need to hire? University of Alabama offensive coordinator Ryan Grubb. The former University of Washington offensive coordinator. Just go for broke. Who cares? None of these other guys are even good. Just see what happens. So Michael Penix had all these weapons at Washington. He's got all these weapons in Atlanta. Pair him with the guy who made him Michael Penix. Hire Ryan Grubb as the Atlanta Falcons head coach.
That's crazy. But you can toy with the idea of bringing in Grubb as some sort of offensive voice. You cannot make him head coach. You can't. I mean, after Seattle being completely booted, his whole staff was just thrown out of the building the second the season was over, and rightfully so.
Well, I know he can't help. Mike McDonald's like a genius, and Mike McDonald's basically get out of my face. Like, you're not as smart as me.
Man,
like,
that guy is so good.
Who's the GM? But anyways.
Bring him in. Yeah, you're right. Bring him in. Not head coach. That's insane. But let him talk to Michael a little bit.
Bring him in as the offensive coordinator at least.
There you go.
Bama might need to shake things up. We have no idea who the Falcons are going to hire. We're going to talk next about who some of these other teams might hire, who some of the best openings are. Right after this. NBC and Peacock is your home for Coast to Coast every Tuesday during the NBA season. Tonight, Tuesday, tune in as the Heat face the Timberwolves, followed by Cooper Flagg and the Mavericks traveling to California for a date with the Kings. The action tips off at 8 p.m. Eastern. We had to take Anthony Edwards out of the promo. He's questionable. Anthony, desperately need you to play. Ant, do it for me. Do it for Pat. Do it for NBC too. We would like it if you played on Coast to Coast Tuesday night. Denny, the Raiders the third best opening for one.
So are they better than the Titans?
The Raiders are better opening than the Titans, the Browns, and the Cardinals.
No.
You know what's weird to me about the Raiders? So you can tell me why you don't think so. Mark Davis, despite being one of the worst owners in the world in terms of having won anything, I feel like he's not a meddlesome owner. Like he hires the guy and then he lets them run the show. The problem is he has like truly disastrous judgment on who to hand like the reins to. Like when John Gruden was like the best hire, like that's a big red flag because he gave full power to Gruden. Then he gave full power to McDaniels. I guess he didn't give full power to Pete Carroll. I don't know, but it seems like he's so desperate for a solution and he just keeps picking the wrong guy. I think Brady, who's running the search, like clearly is just like the wrong guy for this. Cause Brady, you would think Brady, after like winning the argument, quote unquote, Bill Belichick, his first idea wouldn't be to recreate the Patriot way. But like per Mike Florio, they're basically, let's recreate the Patriot way.
Mm-hmm.
Like, wouldn't that be epic to recreate the Patriot way?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I know it's failed 45 other times outside New England, but it might work for us.
Yeah.
So is that one of the reasons you don't think it's a good opening? What do you think here, Denny?
Yeah. The whole thing about like, no one really knows who's in charge. Is it John Spytek? Is it Mark Davis? Is it Tom Brady?
Is it John Spytek? Come on, man. Listen to yourself. John Spytek. Sorry, I was starting as a bit. It is genuinely. We all know, like, all right, obviously it's not John Spytek. I mean, he's the GM, quote unquote. He's not in charge of anything, though.
And then this whole thing about Brady being an NFL announcer and an NFL GM is it doesn't sit well.
No, it's so, I know it's the sports at the end of the day, but at some point, like, we got to start enforcing conflict of interest laws in this country.
I mean,
like,
right.
There is money at stake. Like,
where are my norms?
Yeah, seriously, can we have any norms? Like, a bit strange.
This is it's a bad toxic situation. And the fact that, this is not a good quarterback class. They have no quarterback. I know they have Gentee, but a running back doesn't matter if you don't have a quarterback. If you don't
think they're going to get Mendoza. That's a Simpsons reference.
Sure. They will. Is that going to solve everything? I don't know. I don't think so. He's not considered like an elite once in a generation prospect, right?
My number one overall standards, no, he's very ordinary.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm Bowers. So the pieces are Bowers and Gentee, and that's it.
One of the pieces also, like, we love it in fantasy. Like, if one of your selling points is we got a tight end, it's kind of like,
but he's a tight end that basically operates like a receiver.
He does, but I mean,
I'm not dismissing.
Listen, man. Like, someone's like leaving the interview, like, it was nice talking to you. Like, I don't know if you understand. We got a tight end.
No, wait a second. That guy's a dog. Like,
he is. He's a tight end, though. At the end of the day, he's a tight end.
I don't agree.
Kurt Cignetti's going to leave Indiana for a tight end. Sorry.
I feel like he is basically an enormous, very fast slot receiver.
He's a matchup nightmare. He is a matchup.
I mean, look at what Trey McBride can do when you give him a quarterback who's willing to throw the ball.
I know.
Like, and that's just something like even like Geno Smith struck me going into the season as the kind of quarterback who would just let it rip to Bowers every single play. And that never developed, and I think that was because Geno was injured. Geno was not happy. Geno didn't like the system in place. They were not even running Chip Kelly's offense, apparently.
No, it was the least surprising report I've ever heard of.
Yeah, I mean, teams, in case folks missed this, but teams were actually preparing for Pete Carroll's Seattle offense rather than preparing for Chip Kelly's offense this season.
It was clear as day that was what was happening.
Yeah, so it was a mess. I cannot put that on Bowers.
No. The Raiders, though, if you want to make a positive argument, like you will in theory have a blank canvas, at least from ownership. The problem is Brady clearly wants to be like the Raiders dictator. Like that is very weird and bad because not only does he have like nebulous power within the organization, kind of like as you point out, he has like nebulous power league wide, and it's just like, what even is this? Like no one knows what to do. Everyone's like afraid. Like even the NFL is like clearly like kind of afraid of Tom Brady. Like they don't want to like oh, I don't know, Tom. Like, be sure about this. Like,
I mean,
they're afraid of him.
You're like, do you know who I am?
Yeah, they are clearly afraid of him.
I mean, look, Matt Ryan is about to be hired as the president of football operations for the Falcons. And I don't believe the plan is for him to keep doing games for CBS.
You would be wrong.
Wow.
He's trying to do it too. It's the Brady precedent. The report is leaked. He wants to continue working for CBS.
Where are my norms?
I mean, Troy Aikman now. Let's be clear.
Oh my gosh, Aikman is running the Dolphins.
Yeah, Aikman though. Let's be clear. Aikman, it's unseemly. He's scamming an elderly person. Like he's scamming Steven Ross. Yeah, if you want to write me a check, I don't care.
What happened there? Out of nowhere, the Dolphins are like, yeah, Aikman runs the joint now. By the way.
He's running the search. He's
like the Monday night guy. He's running the
search.
I mean, but that's a huge decision.
It is.
Oh! How mad is Dan Marino right now?
Well, Marino's post-playing career has been a little low effort, I would say. Not sure how much effort he put into his Dolphins czar gig.
I don't think that he liked that too much.
No,
myself.
He did not.
I real quick, I know we've been going off on a tangent here, but one time Aikman told a story about Dan Marino. I think it was on air, actually. He said that, at least back in the day, every quarterback in the NFL was like an alpha, like beyond any comprehension of like the normal person, right?
Yeah.
He said that Marino, we get in a room with the rest of the quarterbacks and alpha all of them. Just to the point where Aikman was like, I thought I was a tough guy, and Jim Kelly thought he was a tough guy, and everybody thought and then we'd see this guy and be like, what is going on here? And you can see that the way that Marino operated on the field. Yeah,
you can. And Marino, somewhat famously prickly fella, I believe.
Yeah. Oh, he was awful to his teammates.
So Raiders, though, if you want to make the positive case, you have the number 1 overall pick. In theory, there's a power vacuum to be filled. Like Brady is working for Fox most of the time, so can't be doing that much. But
no, right.
If they bring in Brian Flores and Brian Daboll, like whatever, restart the coaching search in 2 years because it will be totally catastrophic. And
I feel like you hire a defensive coach and it's just not going to work.
No, it will not work. I mean, Brian Flores is an elite defensive-minded coach. In Miami, so yeah, it was very controversial, and he was fired, obviously, because they were good. They had a good record. They almost made the playoffs. Dolphins fans, though, like, I've been released. Because he was like, Brian Flores, if they scored more than 17 points, was like, I'm going home. Like, this is stupid. Like, you don't need more than 17 points. 17 is the perfect amount of points.
Yeah.
He would coach as if scoring more than 17 points was illegal. And you do not want that in the modern NFL.
That's really funny. And you're right about it.
Does anybody want the Tennessee Titans job? I mean, they got the quarterback, maybe in theory. They don't have the front office. They have Jeffrey Simmons, and they have building blocks on both sides of the ball. Skill core, maybe the worst in the whole league, though. The people they're lined up to interview, like it's almost comically bad. Matt Nagy, Vance Joseph. I have a list here. There's a few other ones. It's Matt Nagy, Vance Joseph, Steve Spagnuolo, Lou Anarumo,
Kingsbury.
And Kingsbury, wow. Has their coaching crop ever been down worse? Kliff is one of the headliners. Like, this is totally preposterous.
I mean, Kliff is the headliner.
What do you want to say? Stefanski's the headliner. What do you want to say about the Titans?
Yeah, you're right about that. I mean, it's a job that you should not take. You know, I mean,
better than the Browns job. Is it better than the Browns and Cardinals job? Do you agree on that?
No. I think it's the worst.
You think this one's the worst?
I think the Titans are the worst job.
Nah, it's actually not. No. They say what you will. They do have Cam Ward. Unproven, uncertain commodity. They do have Cam Ward.
I mean, the Browns job is better.
What? On what planet is the Browns job better?
I mean, they have a good defense.
We're here on Earth. They have one good player, and he's 30, Myles Garrett.
Whoa. That's a vast generalization. They had injuries at the end, and also, like, how long?
Oh my God, an NFL team had injuries at the end of the season.
How long do you expect these guys to keep playing hard on defense when their offense can't do anything?
I know.
So I'd rather have the Browns job.
The Browns have the most dysfunctional front office in football. They don't have a quarterback. They got an extra first-round pick from the Jags. Now it's like number 28.
I know. Okay, here's what I say about the Titans. The Titans are in a perfect spot to do something that Cam Ward said to do 2 months ago, and that is to never punt or never kick the field goal, and to just be this like experimental, like go for it, go for broke at all costs, like ultra aggressive. We're going to change the game sort of team. Because what do you have to lose? Hire like a young guy, a young coach who is willing to embrace like a super high volatile, high variance mindset and develop Cam Ward and go with it. Because if you hire a retread right now, you know, like you said, the guy's gone in 2 years max.
What happened to the Titans hire Matt Nagy?
Well, Nagy came out. Oh my God. Here's his selling point. His selling point is, if I get hired for a head coaching job, I swear to God, I'm not going to call plays. That's what he said.
Right.
So I think Matt Nagy strikes me as a guy who wants to have a head coaching job to have a head coaching job.
Yep. He kind of felt that way even in Chicago, actually.
Yeah. He doesn't seem interested in actually doing well with it, but he likes to be head coach. So it would be completely a disastrous choice. Yeah.
I have no clue what the Tennessee Titans should do. I mean, this organization is just so. I think the Browns are even more adrift, but the Titans are just so adrift. They cannot. Can you go 5 minutes without having a power struggle?
I mean, they don't even have an owner.
No, they don't. That's another huge problem. Amy Strunk Adams is like, her ownership has been contested. Like, the league is not happy. I think like she either doesn't own enough of the team. They're like askew of like all kinds of rules or something. They're having family drama still. Yeah, the Titans, they're out building a new stadium. Really? So you don't want to be in? Yeah, it's almost done, I think, actually. They want to host like Taylor Swift concerts. So they built a dome. It was one of those deals.
Wow.
Yeah,
they want the South, huh?
Yeah, they want to host like, you know, like the college football playoff semifinals, that kind of thing.
Yeah, the Jags are doing the same thing.
Nashville's a huge regional rival for St. Louis. It's very bad. They're taking some of our construction dollars. By some, I mean all.
We are trending toward an all dome situation in the NFL.
It's totally awful, and we have people like you to blame.
Right. I have a lot of sway, as you know.
The Chiefs think they're going to get a Dua Lipa concert once every decade, so they think they need to build a dome.
Oh man, I saw the local reaction to them moving to Kansas. I felt really bad for the Missouri folks.
Yeah, we're down horrific. We're down. People are very, very upset about it.
You have no more teams. That's amazing.
Well, we have the only team that matters still. Come on, St. Louis Cardinals.
No, I mean when they go to Kansas.
The Cardinals, they bluffed, but they might move to Illinois.
I'm sorry. I was not focusing. You're saying the Cardinals. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the Cardinals, the only team that ever has mattered in state of Missouri. That's fine. So no, the Chiefs, the Royals, quote unquote. That's interesting. That's funny. A good time to take a break. We'll be right back after this. America's top skaters hit the ice for a chance to be crowned national champion this weekend. Don't miss the Prevagen U.S. Figure Skating Championship on Saturday and Sunday, only on NBC and Peacock. If I'm not mistaken, that is in St. Louis, the great city of St. Louis. We're fine. We got figure skating on NBC. We don't need the Chiefs in the state anymore.
Absolutely.
We got the Olympics. Boy, I cannot wait for the Olympics. I cannot wait to see who the Browns hire. You really think it's a better opening than the Titans? You're okay?
The Titans are bottom of the barrel completely. I mean, look, you put
lower than like now having to like run back Shador. You sure about that?
I know, I get it.
They're keeping Andrew Berry, who has accomplished like literally nothing.
Can I share an uncomfortable stat for the Shador non folks?
Yep, please.
Our guy Shador had a lower EPA per drop back than Dylan Gabriel this year.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Let me be clear. He is better than Dylan.
He's better.
He's better than Dylan Gabriel.
I mean, yeah, I'm gonna go full film guy and say that's ridiculous.
Dylan Gabriel is the ultimate like be serious quarterback. Some people might think like Shador like be serious, like put a real quarterback. Dylan Gabriel is like the be serious option in Cleveland, like be serious, like have some self-respect.
Yeah, that felt like a bit with the Gabriel thing, but yeah, I mean, look, good defense.
Good. I mean, okay. I know you said it's over. I really do. It's one guy and he's 30. I actually stand by this talking point.
Okay. Well, Harold Fannin is important.
Oh, not the H-back. Oh my God.
The H-back. This guy,
Harold Fannin's really good.
This guy's like an elite.
No one's taking a coaching job because of Harold Fannin, though.
No, but it helps. I guess Njoku's gone, but he was never good anyway. I'm just going through the. I'm going with what you and Kyle have told me. I actually like Njoku, but you guys stinks. Never.
I actually think Njoku's good for the record. It was that Fannin?
You guys shamed me on Njoku for like 3 months.
Well, yeah, this year we were right about that. You can't 2 tight ends isn't going to work. Right. That's why we shamed. And they didn't have a quarterback. That's why. Njoku's good. He was in a horrible spot though.
I was going to mention the name Jerry Jeudy, but only because I wanted to say this. No receiver in the NFL had a lower EPA per target than Jerry Jeudy this year. They lost 0.3 points per target to Jeudy. I mean, you would have been better taking a sack or throwing it out of bounds.
The analytics and the eye test in perfect alignment on that one. Maybe the lowest dog levels in the history of the NFL, unless he's being harassed by Steve Smith. Then all of a sudden he becomes like Jerry Rice, Jeudy. But
I mean, isn't that the thing though? Like unless he's inspired, he's the worst NFL receiver.
It is a horrible sign in hindsight. It was a bad sign at the time. Like a guy like Sean Payton wanting nothing to do with Jerry Jeudy was not a good sign for Jerry Judy's NFL career. So the only team we haven't talked about is the Cardinals. I actually do think this is the worst opening. Do you think this is the worst? I mean, the Cardinals are the team went viral a few years ago for charging their players for meals, that kind of thing. They never make a good hire. They're in quarterback hell. But do you think this is the worst opening like I do, Arizona? Or do you think Tennessee's worse, Cleveland's worse?
I think Titans are worse. And then I would say Browns and then above them.
The Cardinals are such a Mickey Mouse organization. It's like
they are, but at least they're going to do the right thing and they're going to part ways with Kyler and move on.
He gets revived in Minnesota, but that's fine. I'm haunted, Denny. I've been beating the drum for years on Kyler bad. I am a little haunted by the fact that they completely fell apart once they benched him.
I don't think that has to do with him or Jacoby Brissett, though. I mean, that Cardinals defense, you said on the show the other day, and I looked into it to just confirm you're right, and you were right. That Arizona defense was horrific down the stretch.
It was they were barely there.
It was like Jets level, really. And so what is Jacoby Brissett supposed to do? I mean, Brissett is not going to. Don't
you know, like when things just feel pointless, things felt pointless with Brissett as well as he played for fantasy purposes.
It was totally pointless.
I'm not even kidding. I've almost been like kept awake at night by like is this like the ultimate? There's the difference between real life football and fantasy football because like Jacoby Brissett seems so much better to us, but they like never even competed with Jacoby Brissett at quarterback. Where with Kyler, they did lose to the Titans, but like every game came down. Every Cardinals game in the past 2 years, the Kyler came down to the literal final play of the game. Yeah. They lost like 90% of them, but the fact that they stopped competing whatsoever once they benched Kyler has been bothering me. Like I'm missing something, basically.
I think I get what you're saying. I think it's reading too much into the quarterback situation.
Yeah, it's very easy to ascribe too much importance to the quarterback spot too.
I do. I think if they had a fully motivated defense, a team that was in the playoff hunt, and you put in Brissett and he's flinging it to Michael Wilson 50 yards downfield and getting it to McBride in the red zone constantly, all this stuff, they're scoring points. I think you have a totally different scenario. This team, I covered a couple Cardinals games for us down the stretch. That defense, they would do stuff. They would usher guys out of bounds. They would intentionally kind of get out of the way on situations where they might take like a massive hit over the middle. Like they didn't want anything to do with getting hurt, putting forth the kind of effort that gets you hurt. I really think that was it.
So the Cardinals, though, just a lost friend. Like there's nothing they can do. Like there's almost no chance whoever the Cardinals hire now is still the coach in 3 years.
Yeah, no.
I just don't know I don't even know what I would do if I were the Cardinals. Like you try to hire the best coach. There's just no chance of it succeeding here, I feel like.
I don't think so. I mean, who do they have? They
move on from Kyler for who?
I guess I'm a hater, but I feel like they could still get a lot for Marvin Harrison Jr.
Trade Marvin Harrison Jr.
I mean, and because you have Michael Wilson as the wide receiver 1 now.
They'd be selling very low on Marvin. I highly doubt but even
they won't do it. But
those Cardinals, Titans, Browns, you can rank them every one. They're the 3 worst openings. Should we talk about the Bengals real quick, or should we talk about real quick before we get to the Bengals? I mean, who would you actually even hire? Is there anyone you're excited about this cycle, Denny? Any candidates? I have one. Do you have any that you're excited about?
No. Who do you have?
Klint Kubiak. It's so boring, but it's just the kind of hire that's been working the past 10 years. Mm-hmm. I feel like he's put his own spin on his father's system, on the Shanny system. He's clearly like the latest, like genuine heir apparent to the Kubiak Shanny system style of playing football. Like he picked up the torch for Sam Darnold. He's not the guy who revived Sam Darnold, but he's even like progressed him further, stabilized it. Like he's clearly, we're talking about like, if in an ideal world, the head coach should be calling plays. No idea about Klint Kubiak as a leader. So it could be like a McDaniel situation where he comes in like, oh, great. Yeah, the plays are cool. No one respects us at all. And why do the sunglasses keep getting more expensive? But
they really do.
Kubiak, I am fully convinced. Even with the Saints last year, they scored 90 points the first 2 weeks, and then they just stopped doing the stuff he wanted to do, rather infamously, Klint Kubiak. And I feel like he's a real deal, like elite play caller. He's the only guy I would be like vaguely excited about hiring. But I will also admit that in past coaching cycles, like Klint Kubiak would be like the 3rd or 4th guy, not the first guy I'd be mentioning.
Yeah. So I think the thing he could do is to bring like the very latest in NFL offensive evolution to Joe Burrow and the Bengals.
Oh, wow. That would have been amazing. But the Bengals, aren't firing anybody.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. For offensive coordinator.
I guess.
Well, no. Wait, did they have an offensive coordinator?
They did, but Klint Kubiak, he's not leaving the Seahawks for the Bengals offensive.
No, you're right. I'm sorry. No, you're right. But he. So I don't know why I got caught up with the Bengals. Right. I was looking at the show sheet and I got sorry. So he can bring the latest, and the latest is, as we've talked about on the show many times over the past couple months, is big, heavy sets, right? Lots of tight ends, but you pass from those sets, right? Yes. Not even necessarily from play action. You just pass from those sets. But what you need is at least one athletic tight end, preferably 2, who can get open by themselves. And this has propelled Sam Darnold in a way that has made him as good as he was in Minnesota, maybe even a little better. I think his system, you can get away with it with a mediocre quarterback. We saw it with Derek Carr for a short period in New Orleans.
All I would say about this coaching cycle and hiring is I would be trying to get weird. I would not be settling for Matt Nagy, for Vance Joseph, whoever else. I would frankly look to the college ranks. That's a little out of vogue right now. Curt Cignetti, it's stupid to even talk about. He's not going to leave Indiana at this point. He's in his early 60s. He's got everything he ever wanted. Like, he's building something truly special. But to me, Cignetti is a lot like Harbaugh, where it seems like the main innovation he's had at Indiana is coaching well, like doing the fundamentals. They're kind of like Harbaugh, where he's just making sure like they're the most fundamentally sound team there is. They're the most prepared team there is. I think it would transfer to the NFL, but it's just kind of silly to talk about. He's not going to leave. But I would maybe look to the college ranks because it's just not there in the NFL right now. This cycle, at least I should say. And I would just get weird. I would be willing to like interview wide receivers coaches or linebackers coaches. And I guess Jesse Minter from the Chargers could be a good one. A lot more dubious than Shula from the Rams. But I think you got to be willing to hire a non-name brand name this time around because the name brands are not doing it this cycle.
And get these guys playing Madden.
Get them playing Madden.
And if they don't like that, then you say, well, we're going to put you in the simulation machine. Hold this remote control. You're gonna simulate 480 straight fourth downs.
Can Denny or Adam, do either of you have a college coach who would come to mind besides Cignetti?
Oh man, I mean Grubb.
Besides Grubb, of course, a real obvious one.
The aforementioned Grubb.
The aforementioned Ryan Grubb. I mean, I don't know, maybe Lincoln Riley. Lincoln Riley seems a little discontent at USC and putting it in the paper that he's not discontent at USC.
yeah. His
Lincoln Riley could be a really good one. Yeah, Dan Lanning is a guy who I think the pros are interested in, Anna mentions, but he's basically, I think, put out. He's not leaving Oregon right now. Like, he wants to like kind of see this through. I do think the pros would be interested in Lanning. Lincoln Riley, I would call Lincoln Riley. That's actually a really, really good one.
These college coaches, though, man. Oh, you know what, though? Okay, wait. I just had a thought. Maybe the gap between handling a college player and handling a pro player has narrowed significantly because of NIL, right?
I think it has a little bit. It's more transactional. The players are a little older.
Right. So you don't have Nick Saban coming in and treating and yelling at pros until they literally are crying on the field. You're not going to have that because these guys are because every major college star is a millionaire.
Cignetti would maybe make a few people cry in the pros.
Well, if you do that, you're out. I mean, if you do that, you're gone. Like
I guess you are, man.
Yeah, you have to be very nice to these guys.
I guess for the Bengals, by the way, huge disaster. Like,
I don't know what they're doing.
I guess the only thing you can say for Zach Taylor is too, he calls the plays and they still score 1 million points.
He got to the Super Bowl once.
Yeah, he did. I don't know. I guess that's
how did that happen?
Burrow's that good. Burrow really is that good. And their defense was a lot better then.
Oh, they got so lucky in that AFC Championship game.
They did. The Chiefs, for some reason, just didn't try in the second half. The Chiefs were already bored as early as 2022. They were already bored in 2022. And so the Bengals made a Super Bowl once. The Chiefs almost let it happen again the following year.
I know.
They finally woke up in the second half.
Thank God.
Boy, that would have been a haunting counterfactual. Bengals fans would have claimed forever that Burrow was better than Mahomes, even if they had not won the Super Bowl in 2023. Like, played straight up twice. We won both times.
Burrow better. Like Brady beat Mahomes in the Super Bowl, so Mahomes can never be better than Brady.
Nope. So, all right. I guess we're out of coaching. Boy, that was a sprint. That was a lot to cover. We're going to have more specific names to cover. Interviews are going to start really rolling in. Some hires will probably be made by next Tuesday, maybe even by Thursday. We'll keep you updated on that. And then Thursday, we're going to preview the entire wild card round. A lot of stuff going up on the site, including Denny's DFS preview and me ranking the playoff field, which I haven't started yet. Need to get on that. So for Denny Carter, I'm Patrick Daugherty. We'll talk to you in 2 days.